After two parts heavily rooted in specific locations, Part 3 of Jonathan Swift's famous satire feels like a variety hour of exotic locales. Seduced by adventure and the chance of profit once more, Lemuel Gulliver ventures off once more on the seven seas. Once again, however, the journey goes south, yada yada yada, and Gulliver finds himself scrambling to get home by hopping from one nation to the next. His first stop is the continent of Balnor-Barbie. While Balnor-Barbie has many different geographical locales, the primary focus goes to Laputa, a floating island that hosts the nation's king. Laputa is practically a remote-controlled island that both distances the royalty from the common people, as well as provides ridiculous ways to stop revolts from those below. Shadows of death, if you will. This is easily a visual representation of how government powers can become out of touch with their citizens as if they are secluded within their own social bubble without truly understanding how their decisions are harming the nation as a whole. More on that will appear later. While the previous locations focused on the dynamic of everything being a different size, Laputa's big twist centers around the people's appearance being quite off. Physically, everyone's eyes and bodies lean in harsh directions, which is also reflected in the island's architecture as well. Everyone in Laputa is so introspective that they need their senses to be provoked in order to respond to the outside world. Their primary focus is music and mathematics of the most metaphysical form, struggling with anything of actual substance, hence the structural problems with most of their buildings. This reinforces the idea that high society's obsession with finer qualities cannot support a nation, as their harsh disconnect from the actual world around them leads to a failing society. Swift takes this idea further on the ground when Gulliver travels to the capital and meets the Grand Academy of Legato, a blunt commentary on the Royal Society of London during Swift's time. The Academy itself is a hodgepodge of the nation's finest intellectuals trying to solve and improve upon life's greatest problems through sheer speculation. These ideas vary from all subjects spanning both science and politics. This includes far-fetched ideas that are either completely counterproductive to the main objective, like having hogs dig up seeds to improve their growth, or so completely random that it makes no logical sense, like eating math equations to understand them. Logic, however, is Swift's main point, as he provides the most biting counter-arguments to the Age of Enlightenment. In an era where human reason is leading most major discoveries, Swift argues this point. What is stopping human reason from failing and leading society entirely astray? Perhaps the most blunt and personally intriguing commentary of Part 3 goes to Gulliver's brief stint in Gulliver, a small island inhabited exclusively by possibly inbred magicians. Gulliver takes the opportunity to resurrect some of the hottest celebrity ghosts of both the ancient times and of recent memory. Here, Jonathan takes his already blunt commentary and practically shoves it in the reader's face. The classical heroes Gulliver talks to, Homer, Alexander the Great, etc., all say that their ideals and beliefs are probably no longer applicable to modern times. This is Swift telling everyone to calm down about classical teachings and to stop romanticizing them as perfect beliefs. He then resurrects the more recent loyalty of the England line, using them to commentate on the flaws of history, showing how time creates a more exaggerated version of history compared to how it actually happened. While there is still a lot more left in Gulliver's travels, Glubbdubdrib almost felt like one final mic drop in this long, biting satire. I also felt that Gulliver's minor stop in Japan was an interesting moment to finish off the section. In a journey full of over-the-top locations, Japan is clearly rooted in reality and political fact. Mentions of the denunciation of Christianity in the country, as well as the role of Dutch within Japanese politics, brought the reader back to the real world. It is these true current events, as well as the novel's first-person account-style narrative, that ties these extreme ideas to the world the reader lives in, and makes Swift's commentaries all the more powerful as a whole. This, combined with the sheer variety within its 11 chapters, makes Part 3 perhaps my favorite portion of the book so far.